Hello everyone, welcome to the podcast of Future Dr. Dylan. I'm Dylan. If I could pick my job in the future, it would probably be a cardiovascular surgeon. Today we're going to be talking about cardiac arrest, heart attacks, blood clots, and asystole. So sit back. I hope you enjoy the podcast. So I'm going to be talking about what causes asystole. Usually what would cause asystole is blood clots traveling up through the arteries going up to the heart, or heart disease, which causes plaque going into the blood vessels and clogging up the blood vessels. So that's it. The next topic will be about blood clots. So now we're going to be talking about blood clots. Blood clots are usually formed from plaque buildup into the arteries that will block up the arteries, that causes blood that when it goes up through it, it gets stuck, causing a blood clot, and then once it breaks free, it'll usually still travel as a blood clot. So then it can usually travel up to the heart, lungs, or brain. When it travels up to the brain, it is called a stroke. And when it travels to the heart, it is called a heart attack. And then when it goes up to the lungs, it is called a pulmonary embolism. So that's the end of this topic, and the next topic will be about pulmonary embolisms and the tests that we can run to find blood clots. Today we're going to be talking about blood clots and what kind of test you can do to find that they are there. The first test you can do is called a D-dimer test. So the blood clot, when it bursts, it will create a bunch of this type of cell called D-dimer into the blood vessels, and then they'll know that there's a blood clot in the body, and there could be multiple forming. And you can also run more tests, and the way you can bust clots is with TPA, also known as tissue plasminogen activator, which you can use to bust clots. It can also be used for strokes. And the way you can find clots are on ultrasounds, MRIs, venographies, and CT scans. So that is it, and the next thing we will be talking about is some clots that can be avoided and some cannot. So now we're going to be talking about blood clots. Some blood clots cannot be avoided. Some can be caused by genetics or some types of surgeries like orthopedic surgeries, cancer surgeries, or abdominal or pelvic surgeries. And some can be caused by medical conditions like lupus. So the next thing we are going to be talking about is lifestyles that can stop cardiovascular disease or blood clots forming in the veins or arteries. Things you can do to prevent blood clots from forming in the body are having a healthy lifestyle, staying away from junk food or smoking, maintain a healthy weight and exercise, and make sure to have a good mental health because stress is real and stress kills. So that's it. Asystole is where the heart has no conductivity or electrical conductivity. It's where the heart is just immediately stopped beating, which can be caused by stress, leading to cardiovascular diseases that can also lead to asystole. And if you look at an EKG, this is what the doctors use to look to find asystole on the monitor. So here is the monitor on the screen, and it will look like this on the screen, or it can look like this. This is an asystole to where it has still no electrical conductivity, but the heart is quivering. So there's this one, and then there is asystole like this, which would not show up on the monitor. So that is all for this part. Thank you everyone for tuning in to the first podcast of Future Dr. Dylan, and make sure to like and subscribe with the bell notifications on so you'll get any new notifications of a new podcast. And I will try to have more interesting topics coming up in the next new podcasts. Goodbye.